If there's ever been a day to feel depressed about the state of the MSM and political establishment in this country, then this is it. This is all just a parlour game to them. As I have been reporting for the past 6 months, the moment Boris Johnson turned away from COVID lockdowns and vowed to open the country, the Westminster witch hunt began. It's been virtually impossible for the government to focus on a political agenda to save the economy in the midst of a cost of living crisis and attempt to avoid a European war with its support of Ukraine, because no matter the story, the BBC, Sky News, ITV News, Channel 4 News and so many others would bring it back to the PM having to resign. I mean, even after he conclusively won that Tory confidence vote just 3 weeks ago, which should have put the matter to bed for 12 months, they still declared he would have to go. This would actually all be farcical if it wasn't so serious. But this past day, the campaign has moved to another level. So let me bring you some of the greatest hits to explain the way the out-of-touch, Boris-hating, Brexit-loathing London Liberal elite think. Today started with Politico's playbook, widely read in Westminster, declaring, "We hope you're keen on popcorn because there will be extra helpings today." Yep, it's just a game to them, folks. Listen to the pure, unadulterated joy on far-left radio station LBC when former BBC presenter Andrew Marr was anything but impartial or professional as he celebrated learning the news the Chancellor Rishi Sunak had quit.
And today tried to defend...
What? I'm terribly sorry, we have to stop there. Rishi Sunak has resigned. The Chancellor has resigned. That is it.
That's it.
Folks, it's over.
That's it.
It's the end of, this is the end of Boris Johnson's government. Rishi Sunak has resigned. Sajid Javid has resigned. The thing has fallen apart.
They might as well have been popping the champagne bottles. And that lot like to claim it's GBNews that isn't balanced. That sort of behaviour actually made it live on air to the BBC, the broadcast that you and I are forced to pay for because we're promised impartiality and fairness. But watch their main politics presenter, Joe Coburn, give an impassioned monologue declaring Boris Johnson is finished.
It's the end game, though, isn't it? You can sit here today and defend the Prime Minister. Your colleague Miriam Cates was there not very long ago doing the same. But even she had to admit he's hanging by a thread. And it's the end game because we've had 2 senior cabinet ministers quit. We're having minister after minister also leaving their jobs and resigning as we sit here in the studios today. We've had people on his own side who did support him merely weeks ago who are saying it's over.
Oh, you missed that crucial bit. At the end, she said, and it is over. Joe Coburn, it's not your job to tell us whether Boris Johnson's over or not. It's your job to report the facts. ITV's political editor, Robert Peston, who claims to be impartial but has been leading an increasingly hostile campaign against Boris Johnson, even used the moment to I actually can't believe I'm saying this, wait for it, promote his new book.
Very exciting news. The paperback has arrived. Holiday reading sorted. It'll be in shops on Thursday. Don't know if the bloke who lives at number 10 will have time to read it. He's got a few things on his plate at the moment. But what about the rest of you?
Can you believe that? I repeat, this is all just a game to them. Peston ended up deleting that video, but luckily, as ever, I've got the receipts. It's a game to Sky News Deputy Political Editor Sam Coates, too.
Are you going to rip up Rishi Sunak's legacy, Mr Zahawi? Are we going to have unfunded tax cuts?
Mr Zahawi, you know, one step closer.
Are you going to spray public money around to save Boris Johnson's skin?
They just love it, don't they? They love this. Not a thought for democracy, not a thought for the folks suffering as a result of a cost of living crisis who can ill afford the country being plunged into a lengthy Tory leadership contest, leaving us effectively leaderless and rudderless. The Boris rebels on the Tories' all-powerful 1922 committee still considering ripping up the rules that gave Boris a mandate just 3 weeks ago. At this point, they haven't, but it could still happen. And as the Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries tweeted, it's truly amazing that the MPs who wrongly claimed the PM broke the rules are now competing to be elected to the 22 committee so that they can be given the chance to break the rules. Thank God for folk like the Honourable Defence Secretary Ben Wallace, who said, to be clear, I am going on Thursday to see brave Ukrainian men and women trained to fight for their lives in their country. I won't be indulging in political parlour games, nor will I be resigning. But even though I have to sadly concede, I don't want to, but I have to sadly concede the premiership of Boris Johnson might be coming to an end, I never forget what this is really about. Arch-Tory Ramona Michael Heseltine summed it up when he said the cancer at the heart of this dilemma is Brexit. If Boris goes, Brexit goes. Then there's Andrew Adonis. He's the chair of the European movement. He went even further this afternoon. He said, this is a critical point in the battle for the soul of our country, and we can only reclaim our future if politicians from all sides put our country ahead of Boris Johnson. The European movement is the only organisation with the unwavering courage to expose the calamity of Brexit and reopen the conversation about our relationship with Europe that has so devastated Boris Johnson's leadership. All I'm asking you tonight is to not forget what the unrelenting assault on Boris Johnson from the MSM and the political establishment all these months has been about. It's been about destroying Brexit.